Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Bolton Fan TV podcast. Me and Tyler are back, as we are every week up to now. As we've said in the past two episodes, cannot complain. That's becoming our intro. Literally, it's becoming our intro at this point. Obviously, we are very happy that Bolton are still winning. Kind of do wish something would happen, though, so we have stuff to talk about. But we have a little bit to talk about today in terms of like injuries, and then we're just going to basically make up the rest because I don't have a clue. But yeah, first thing, which I'm sure pretty much every Bolton fan knows by now, Sarcevic did pick up another injury. I think he's torn his hamstring, I think I read.
Yeah.
There's not been a confirmation how long he's going to be out, but it is going to be several weeks. That's going to be a massive blow, obviously, because, Sars, he's our captain, you know. He really does lead the lads. Just a couple of weeks ago when he came back from his last injury, he trained once and then came on and won us that game. That's just the type of player Sarcevic is, you know. What are your thoughts on the whole Sarcevic injury situation?
I think it is going to be a massive blow for us because he is like an integral part of that squad because he's the captain. And I've literally put on my notes, I'd like to see Brandon Conway coming into the side now, see if he can try and impress a bit.
You may get a bit of backlash with that, I'll be honest. From everyone that I've seen, they don't rate Conley, which I can't really comment. I'm just kind of sat on the fence. I know I've said before somebody says, I've said that, with Bolton fans and stuff, I apologise, I think my camera's messing up a bit here, but we're just going to ignore it. With Conley, I am kind of sat on the fence because I feel like I haven't seen enough of him. I don't know, but at the same time, I do kind of understand, when he has played, he's not been the best, but you never know. He could come into the squad and easily, fill Sarce's position, but I don't know. For me, I just wait and see, basically. A lot of people have been saying that they don't rate Conley. So, Tyler, if your DMs, if your DMs just explode, have fun. That's the big thing. Obviously, that then leaves the question of who actually is going to replace him. Obviously, Tyler's just said that he would like Conley. I think we've got enough players in midfield to cope. Obviously we have Madison and stuff like that. I know they can't necessarily play Sarce's role necessarily, but, in terms of just midfielders that we have, I think we'll be fine. Obviously it is going to affect us, but I don't think it's going to mean we all of a sudden start losing games. Especially with the quality we've got in the squad. We've said this number of weeks in a row now, players like Madison and stuff like that. Which again, we spoke about it last week. The people going at Madison still don't come out of that bin yet. Stay in it. But yeah, I don't know. I think we'll be all right, to be honest. Another thing, which Everett has kind of not necessarily had stick about, but a lot of people have questioned him. Obviously, especially this past game. With Jilks almost being injured, it was a very close call. And what freaks me out more about it is the fact that me and Tyler spoke about it. What was it like the day before, maybe the week before?
It was the day before.
The day before we spoke about that exact situation happening, and it almost happened. That's what freaked me out about it. I think everyone. I don't even need to ask what your thoughts on this are because we've already spoken about it. But Jensen, I think, needs to be on the bench at least.
He finally realises not Krellin, Jensen.
I never said I wanted Krellin on the bench. I just said I can see him putting Krellin on the bench before Jensen for some reason. I don't know. But, I think Jensen is just better than Krellin.
Yeah, 100%.
Just based off training. Yeah, also that actually reminds me as well, going back to the Maddison thing, people have said, obviously since we spoke about it last week, and I've seen people comment, on YouTube and stuff, basically saying that the stuff Maddison's doing in training isn't like transferring it onto the pitch, which I don't agree with, if I'm completely honest. At the end of the day, Maddison isn't a striker. And to me, I think people are looking at him as if he's only going to score goals. Like, he's a midfielder. He's going to get more assists than goals, technically, But I think he's doing all right. Like, okay, he's not been at his best, which I won't disagree with. But, we don't necessarily need him right now to push that because we're still winning, So obviously it would be nice because then we might actually, win games like maybe 5-6-0 like we probably should have done. But, as long as we do get those crucial 3 points at the end of the game, I'm happy. You lot should be happy, And obviously there's been concerns and rumours about why Maddison's been left out of the team and whatever. Truth is, nobody knows. So, obviously I was going to say, don't jump to conclusions, but everybody's going to do that. It could literally be anything. People have been saying that it's because he's looking for a house. Some people are saying because he was ill. But quite frankly, we don't know. The house one, I think, makes sense because obviously he has been living in the hotel. But, again, it's not been confirmed or denied or whatever. But, that I'm going to stop ranting about that now. Okay. Tyler's going to carry on instead.
Isn't that, I know people think I'm like jumping the gun here. Isn't that coincidental? He's looking for a house in Bolton, but a few weeks ago he said renew it, like permanent deal. Isn't that coincidental?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, don't forget he's still going to be here for a few months, realistically.
True.
Like, we've still got quite a bit of the season to go, so he can't necessarily live in a hotel the whole time. And obviously where he actually is based now is probably too far, or else he would just live there. But, I don't know. But speaking of permanent deal or loan deals becoming permanent, I'm hoping I've got the right player here because I don't know. I've just questioned myself in my head.
I've got two in my head.
But obviously we discussed Afolayan. That was the one that was a couple of weeks ago saying that, to me, it's kind of him saying he's open to it, but obviously he's not making his decisions yet. He's focusing on the now, which I said, massive respect to him. I think the next one, am I right in saying it was Dechlan John?
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, right, okay. I just confused myself then. But yeah, Dechlan John has also now discussed the possibility. But he's basically said the same thing as Afolayan, which again, massive respect. Focus on the now, focus on the future when it happens or if it happens. Me and Tyler have said that there are a few loan players we'd like to see made permanent. For the likes of Maddison, Dechlan John, them being the two main ones, I think. Afolayan I'd take, but he's not been as clinical. And
I think I'd need to wait to see Jensen play before I make a decision on whether to make it permanent or not.
Well, that's actually something we'll discuss in a second, actually. Then, but yeah, with that, like, I'd take Maddison over John personally.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody's going to be fuming at the fact I've just said that, but it is what it is because I do think in the long run, especially as well, I think with Maddison, with everybody saying, he might not be settled in yet. He's not even got a house yet. Of course he's not settled in. Like, every person in that team goes home to their families and whatever, and they are settled. Like, Maddison can't. He's in a hotel room, for God's sake. So, I don't blame him for not, necessarily putting in 100% effort because he isn't comfortable yet, But I think a permanent deal, we'd actually see him come out of his shell a lot more because then obviously he would have eventually found the house Obviously, then he doesn't have to go through the whole stress of moving back to like near Charlton and whatever. So, I think it would be a good move in the long run. Same with Afolayan, to be honest, because obviously he's young, so he's gonna, have time to develop, and then.
Same with Dechlan John as well. He's quite young. He can develop.
Yeah, but I mean, again, in the long run, I'd take Maddison over Dechlan John. Go mental at me in the comments if you want to, but
You're the end of war, no?
But I mean, it is what it is. That's just my opinion. Obviously, football's all about having differences of opinion. Yeah, I mean, that is basically my thoughts on it. I assume you're roughly the same, except you take either of them, really.
Yeah, I'll probably get backlash for this because I'd take John over Maddison first because I don't think John will get played at Swansea like for the likes of the players they've got now. Don't think he'll get played at Swansea, so that's why I think if he comes to us on a permanent deal, he will get played, trying like week in, week out. Then he can prove himself to like Brockbank, who's like playing like left wing back, right wing back, and like Maskell. He could prove to them, and then they can learn off him.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, if you're a regular listener to this podcast or watcher of this podcast, you'll know I don't necessarily follow other leagues. So I can't really comment on the Swansea team. So I don't know if he'd get played or not. But yeah. But going back to the, again, the goalkeeper situation. It's been a topic for months now. Obviously, it's now a lot better. One, because, Gilks has been fantastic over this past couple of months. But yeah, talking about Jensen, obviously me and Tyler, again, we've already discussed this, but in terms of why Jensen's not playing, I understand why he's not played yet. I get it's frustrating because it's like, okay, we brought in a keeper to kind of replace Krellin, and he's not even played yet. I get it, but I understand why Everton's doing it. It's because if you haven't listened to last week's podcast, go back and watch it or listen to it. But yeah, I basically said, he doesn't want to take an unnecessary risk. So, taking Jilks out now and then putting Jensen in, if we then drop points, it's 2 points we probably, or 2-3 points, depending on if we won or lost, drew or lost. That could then cost us in the long run. And it would have just been unnecessary.
Yeah, it could mean like we could drop further down the table. Then Jensen will be like, what have I done? Then he'll probably get like a pep talk off like Jilks and like Everett, of course, to like boost his confidence a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see us like losing points and then going further back down the table and be like, I'm not going to slate him. We could have gone further up.
Yeah. But I mean, that's literally the situation with Krellin. So, obviously Krellin, to be fair, he had a little bit of buzz when he signed for us. A lot of people were saying that he's a very talented keeper. I just don't think Bolton was the right move for him at all.
Yeah, I think enough to do for buzz.
He's kind of, I don't want to say he's cracked under the pressure because obviously I don't know, but from the outside looking in, it looks like he just wasn't ready. So, yeah, I mean, again, me and Tyler, we've slated Krellin quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I personally, I think it's justified that we've slated him because at the end of the day, he just wasn't good enough. Okay, the rest of the team wasn't as well, which I'll happily admit, especially at the start of the season. But
yeah, because we had to gel.
Yeah, but then Krellin, even after the team had, somewhat gelled and we hit that 5 games winning, that was kind of like, okay, so Krellin has pretty much been the reason. Like, as soon as Krellin left that team, we won. Like, that can't be a coincidence, realistically. Okay, then, yes, we dropped off, but, became very inconsistent again. But I think that was just football. I don't think there was any getting around that, if I'm honest. I think we were just unlucky in some games. Obviously Krellin, before Jilts came in, that period was kind of, I don't know, obviously with all the hype of Everett coming in and all the new signings and whatever, and us as Bolton fans, we can sit there and be like, oh yeah, but I mean, we didn't actually believe this, or we didn't actually get behind that. It's lies, because we all did. Even Everett's admitted that maybe his expectations were a little high. But I mean, now look at us. We could actually get automatic promotion. So, I mean,
4 points.
Yeah, 4 points. And I believe if we win tomorrow, and then I think we play on Tuesday, I think. If not, then it'll be the Saturday. But yeah, our next two games, if we win,
it's crucial.
Yeah, I mean, every game's crucial for us now. But if we win our next two games,
we've got Walsall.
Sorry, carry on.
Go on. No, go on.
But yeah, if we win these next two games, and obviously certain teams lose, I think we'll be like 1 point off of automatics. I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, that'd be mental.
Because we've got Walsall tomorrow. Then next Saturday, Forest Green.
Yeah, that's a big game.
If we win tomorrow and Newport and Tranmere drop points and Forest Green drop points, we'd be 1 point off Forest Green going into that game. If we win, we could actually go second.
To be fair, Tranmere, they've had a couple of shaky games. Didn't they just draw 0-0?
I'm praising Grimsby for what they did.
Yeah, 0-0. Like, Jesus
what a
performance!
I watched the highlights. What a performance from Grimsby.
But I mean, jeez. But yeah, that's gonna be massive if that happens. If we can get second. I mean, to be honest, the way I'm looking at it, like, okay, we need to win every game, but the way I look at it, I would be more focused on the Forest Green game, just because of, one, it's on Sky, so it's in front of everybody. Two,
I will try and that.
Yeah. Two, it's Forest Green are above us, and they're third now.
Yeah, Forest Green is third on 61.
Like, that's massive. We have to beat them just to close the gap.
64, 62, 61, 58, 57, 57.
Yeah, I mean, it is extremely tight. And yeah, I mean, it excites me almost because, I've not felt like this as a Bolton fan for a long, 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 long time.
Last time I felt like this was when we were in the Prem and we were literally on the brink of like relegation. It was that tight.
I mean, I don't think we've quite had the same message though, because what I was going for was I've not been like looking forward to games every week, if you know what I mean. Because obviously just everything that went on like last season, I dreaded the weekends because it was almost like, oh, you know what? I mean, we've lost. There's no point even turning up at that point, But I mean, it's been like that at Bolton for a long time. I think we mentioned it last week or the week before, but for a long time, Bolton have been that club that, as soon as they go 1-0 down, they're out of the game. And it's kind of, there's no getting back into that game because all the players' heads dropped, stuff like that. Whereas this season, I've been looking forward to every weekend and every Tuesday game. Even though I'm not watching them, I'm keeping up with the score and, I'm actually gassed. Like, when we score, I celebrate as if we've just won the blooming league, And I've said it on a couple of occasions now. This is the best football I've seen us play since we were in League One. Again, not last season, season whenever. Yeah, I mean, I just do get excited to at the weekend, 3:00, just, as soon as Bolton kick off, it's like, oh, come on, another win, lads. And then as soon as a goal goes in, I'm like, yes, come on. To be fair, even when like, if we do concede, now, obviously at the start of the season, I was a bit more like, oh God, here we go again. But now I'm kind of like, right, come on, lads, it's fine. We can get back into this. I've never said that about a Bolton game for a long time. But I mean, yeah, what are your overall thoughts on, how tight the table is and stuff like that?
It is increasingly making me like overexcited about the league. I know it's a lower league and people are like, oh, why are you excited about League Two? This is the tightest.
Honestly, Championship and below, best leagues in England, hands down.
So far in this season of football, we have the tightest league in all the 4 divisions.
Literally, one game can change everything. Literally.
Yeah, literally. Even say 13th can jump up because it's that tight.
I mean, yeah, I was talking to someone earlier actually while I was at college. Was chatting to a United fan actually, but yeah, we ended up talking about Bolton, and just like he was baffled because he doesn't obviously support Bolton, but because he's in Bolton, he kind of roughly knows where Bolton are and whatever. And he said to me, he was like, "How have you climbed the table so quick? Like, you were down in the 20s towards relegation. I think at one point we were like 1 place off of relegation or something like that."
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was.
3, 4, 5 games changed that and we jumped up. Like, it's mental because, it is so tight. Like, obviously now I'm also a bit more settled because I know for a fact we cannot get relegated. Like, it's not possible. So, unless we do lose every game and, certain teams win. But, I mean, doubt that's going to happen. But, yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening. Me and Tyler said pretty much at the start of the season that that's the worst case scenario, especially when we actually dropped closer to that. We were kind of like, yeah, I mean, the worst case scenario is we drop out of the Football League altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. But, yeah, I mean, that's now not going to happen. So, I mean, I'm happy right now, obviously.
I'm happy, though.
And also, me and Tyler admit it. No secret. We don't really want playoffs because of the stress. But
yeah, we don't want playoffs. I think we don't want playoffs now because how close that league is.
Yeah, it's nightmare. But I don't know. I think that's the only. But that's what I mean about looking forward to every week, in the sense that I can't wait for Saturdays again. Every football fan can relate to this, whether you do support like a United or a City or whatever. Every football fan looks forward to their games. Obviously, if you're in the Premier League and you're in the Europa League, Champions League, you've got more games to watch. But I think it's more valued, especially from Championship downwards, just because there's not as much going on in the sense of, there's a few cups now. There's more cups that, Championship clubs are involved in and League One, League Two clubs. But despite that, even for us, Bolton, we got battered in the cups, we got knocked out of all of them. But I mean, to be fair, me and Tyler also said that at the start of the season. We weren't bothered about the cups really. It would have been good to go on a cup run and potentially have a bit of money come in. Yeah, but realistically, it wasn't going to happen. Because of all the signings we brought in, like we've just said, they needed to gel, which wasn't going to happen in the very short period of time they had before that season started. But yeah, I mean, I was, 99% sure we weren't going to go on a cup run, but we didn't. But I mean, one positive we can take from was it the Papa John's trophy?
Yeah.
At least we beat. Was it Newcastle under 20 whatevers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
in that trophy, in the space of 2 seasons, we beat City under 21s.
Yeah.
Manchester City under 21s.
Massive.
4-0.
Which is madness.
And then this season, we beat Newcastle United under 21s. That just proves something.
Yeah, we're not quite sure what, but
Yeah.
It's kind of that thing, to me anyway. Obviously, I know before anybody in the comments or whatever, comes at me and says, "Oh no, but that's wrong," whatever. I personally think it shows that we could potentially hang with Premier League clubs. I know it's the under 21s, but even still, they're I assume the under 21s still train like the first team. So, okay, there'll be different players in that, different play styles, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still the Newcastle badge. It's still the Man City badge. we've beaten Man City at some point, and we've beaten Newcastle at some point. So to me, that just shows that we could. I mean, I've said before, I'm happy staying in the Championship and being the Championship club. Just one, because it's more exciting, and two, it's comfortable, Like, okay, we've had, relegation battles there and whatever, but we've almost had a relegation battle in League Two, for God's sake. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just think Premier League's too boring these days, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's the same team winning it.
It's always the same top six every time.
It's always your City, your Liverpool, your Chelsea, United.
Yeah.
It's like, where's this year where it's going to be, say, Wolves, your Leeds, your Leicester, your Evertons? When are they going to do something?
I mean, that's the thing, though, isn't it? With the Prem, it is all about money. Like, look at City, for example. They're founded by, like, people in Abu Dhabi and whatever. Yeah. So, like, they're going to have money to spend regardless, and they buy the league. I know you can argue we did, but I mean, technically, we've not actually spent a single penny on a player yet.
We've not spent over 200 million just on like 2 players, have we?
I mean, I'd take that, to be quite honest. But yeah, I mean, that's actually one thing I want to think as well, because I've seen, those type of comments resurface and stuff like that, salty Tranmere fans, I guess. But it's basically from, I mean, at the start of the season, Bolton were probably the most hated club. I wouldn't say in England, but, at least in League Two. We were despised. Yeah. When we were bringing in Doyle, Sarcevic, all of these players, everyone's looking at us like, sorry, why are Bolton becoming the new Man City of League Two? What's going on? And what I say to that is, we haven't spent money on players. We're only paying wages. Every transfer,
free agents and loans. That's it.
We've had free agents, loans, and then the players we actually have signed have been on free transfers. We haven't actually paid anything for them. So we've not actually. So basically, what people are trying to say is, oh, you've bought the league, but not really. It doesn't make sense. We've just been smart with it. That's what we've done,
mm-hmm.
And that's massive props to Everett as well and everyone around him, because Jesus Christ, like, do you think Keith Hill would have done that? Let's be honest.
No.
Keith Hill would, honestly, I'm not slating Keith Hill, because obviously he had a massive task, last season, couldn't sign anyone until deadline day, and he brought in 9 players, which, you know what, fair enough. And the players he brought in, like Verlinden, like Bridcott, were top quality players.
Like Josh Feller.
Yeah. And stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, just anyone saying that we're buying the league, factually, you're wrong. Because we haven't actually bought anybody. So, get back in your bin and don't pipe up. But yeah, I'm now out of topics, so I assume Tyler may have some more. I don't know.
Yeah, before we do go on to the recent form, the roles will reverse, because I'm asking you 2 questions this time.
Jesus Christ. I had a feeling this was going to come, because I haven't done it today.
Yeah, yeah. Roles are reversing, Paul.
This is what I get exposed to. Oh, God.
First question. You remember the 3-2 comeback win against Forest, don't you?
I'd say I remember it, yeah.
In the
sarcasm for anyone
order,
listening as well, by the way.
In the correct order, who was the 3 scorers?
Yeah. I mean, I know who they are. I just don't remember what. Oh, no, wait, I do. I think I do.
A, was it Wilbraham, Wheater, Pratley? B, was it Rafondra, Wheater, Wilbraham?
That one.
Or C, was it Rafondra, Wilbraham, Wheater?
B.
He's got it right.
I know I've got it right. I was there, bro. Of course I got it right.
Question 2.
Have I got more right than you now?
No.
Already?
Join.
Have you even got one right yet? I don't remember. No, fair enough.
Then that Loftus one.
Yeah, but I mean, that's when I give you about 7.
Right. How long has it been since we have won a title? For example, like the FA Cup, the league title.
How long you got? Christ.
Right, because we have won it 4 times. There are 4 possibilities here. A, 60 years. B, 85 years.
Oh, God.
C, 73 years. Or D, 92 years.
See, this is the negative Bolton fan in me because I'd like to think it's like 80 odd. But I don't know because, you know, we were a decent side back in the day, you know. What are the options again?
A, 60.
Okay.
B, 85.
Okay.
C, 73. Or D, 92.
I don't think it's 92. I don't think it's 92. If it's 92, we're actually worse than I imagined. But, I mean, I'm going to go 70, whatever you said.
I think it's got it right.
You actually get it right?
73.
I'm just better than you, bro, honestly.
Fine.
So he's given me 2 questions for the first week, and I'm already doing better.
That was meant to be a hard question.
It was, because I just completely guessed.
Oh, yeah, meant to be a hard question. Okay. Right. Moving on from that.
He's fuming now, by the way. If you're listening on Spotify, he's absolutely fuming.
Nick, I didn't think you'd get it.
It's also the fact that I've asked you a lot more questions and you've only managed 1 so far. So,
right. Bolton, 11 games undefeated, which is 9 wins and 2 draws.
Massive.
And from like the way they do it, 6 game streaks, like from out these 6 games, total of 18 points are up for grabs. Bolton have got 16 out of 18 points.
That's mad, you know.
On the other hand, Walsall, out of 6 games, out of 18 points, how many do you think they've got?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't know where Walsall are in the table. So
I'll tell you
that. I'm going to say 10.
Walsall all got 2 points.
Sorry, what?
Walsall sitting in 19th place out of 18 points. Only got 2.
Bro, well, we've won then. Come on.
So it is best form in the league versus worst form in the league.
Oh, we've won. Simple. If we don't win tomorrow, then Jesus Christ.
Right, so recent results, start of the season. They did beat us 2-1.
Forgot about that, I'm not going to lie.
But
that's
the
when we
result
hadn't jammed.
I'm taking over them is the FA Cup one where we beat them 5-2.
Yeah, but that was a while ago. That doesn't really count.
Don't care about the start of the season. Yeah, so what do you think?
I'm with you on that. You know, the 5-2. If we've beaten them 5-2 before, there's no reason we can't do it again. But that was completely different side. Now, I reckon it could be 5-0. So,
what do you think about the best form versus worst form in the league?
I mean, if we don't batter them, something's not right. That's just it. Put it this way, it's going to be like, right? It's going to be like, you know, I don't know if anybody's watching this and, you know, you're of a certain age, you're probably not going to have heard of this, but Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, right? It's like, you know, one of the best boxers in the world versus a YouTuber. There's nothing wrong with that because it's 2021, you know, KSI, you know, whatever. But, you know, imagine Logan beats Mayweather. You can't really imagine it, can you?
No.
That's the game tomorrow. Like, it's one of the best boxers in the world, for God's sake. You think Logan Paul's going to get in there and beat him up? No chance. I mean, to be fair, though, it is football. So, you know, we've said this pretty much every podcast. Football is unpredictable. You know, in many ways it is predictable because obviously you give score predictions, but, and stuff like that. But you can never truly say definitively, oh, this is going to happen. So, on paper, we probably should turn up and batter them 7-0. But in reality, I reckon it might be a 2-3-0 just because of, again, we're not clinical enough, which has been
we
our
need
only...
to start. I'm trying to think of another word to describe that. We need to start.
Just stick with peppering, bro. Honestly, it works.
Yeah.
We need to start banging them goals in. Yeah. We need to start winning games, more comfortably because, okay, I know I said earlier that getting the win's the most important thing, which it is. But, if we need to start scoring the goals just so goal difference isn't going to be an issue kind of thing. So, especially with how tight it is.
Because when we were 2-0 up against Cambridge, they almost scared us last minute to draw with us.
Jesus Christ. And Bradford did.
Bradford did scare us.
And we would scare us. They put us in a coffin. Christ almighty.
Morecambe scared us as well with a draw.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, again, I think that's just unlucky, if I'm honest. Like, obviously, yes, we should have scored more goals in those games, but at the same time, that is just football, I don't think we could have done more other than score. But I mean, I think that was just lucky on their part for sure. I mean, I think we'll turn up and batter Walsall, if I'm honest.
Right, go on then. What's your score prediction?
See, this is where I then second guess myself. I can be so confident when talking about it, but then I actually think about it. And then I'm like, oh, hang on, actually, this could happen or that could happen, I'm going to be hella confident and say 4-0, to be honest. Because, I mean, realistically, right, I'm going to try and give a little breakdown of why I think it's going to be 4-0.
There we go.
We've done this before, but it's almost been a summary, like, we think Madison's going to get a goal or whatever. That's still yet to happen. But still, I think, Afolayan, he's getting closer and closer every game. He should have had one against, was it Bradford? I think it was Bradford.
Cambridge,
that's the one. Same thing. He should have already got a goal by now. He hasn't. He's been a bit unlucky, but it's coming, Same with Madison again. Like, he will get a goal at some point. I don't think he'll get it tomorrow, but he will get it at some point.
Yeah, we say the players, they don't score, someone else who we don't say scores.
Yeah. I mean, Doyle, it's a guarantee right now. Like, I think he's guaranteed to get at least one goal in the game. Or he's going to be involved in the goal in some way, I reckon. And then I think, I was going to say Sars, he's usually the one that creeps in, but he's not, but he's injured. Trying to think who else. I think we might get, Dechlan Jones was a surprise goal, wasn't he, the other week? So
yeah,
I think Dechlan John might get one. Just because it's Dechlan John, he does what he wants.
He does what he wants.
Who else? What have I given? I've given 3 so far, haven't I? I don't know. I've got a few names in my head, but I'm kind of trying to almost weigh it up in the sense that, is it actually likely? And, will it actually happen? You know what? I'll play it safe and I'll say Doyle's going to get 2. That's what
It's gone for the Doyle double.
I mean, it's almost guaranteed, isn't it? He's going to get at least one goal.
Yeah. Well, I've gone one less than you. I've gone 3-0 Bolton.
Okay.
Of course, I've gone Doyle, guaranteed. I've gone Afolayan. This one may shock you.
Oh, God.
I've gone for the Portuguese brick wall in Santos for getting a goal.
Has he had a goal this season?
He's had one, yeah.
One. Fair enough. I mean...
He deserves a goal.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, he's a defender. He's not just going to be legging it up the field, is he? Bang it in from... I mean, you never know. But
imagine, 92nd minute, Santos, boom!
Oh, that'd be a madness. But, yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, I'm surprised I've been more positive than you have. That's baffled me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Tyler's known to be the more positive one. I'm usually the one that's like, oh no, we're going to draw, we're going to lose. Yeah. Anything else that you made notes on?
No.
Yeah. That, like we said at the start, not a lot's happened. It's pretty much the same old with Bolton right now, but in a good way. I I jokingly said to Tyler before we started, in a way, I kind of wish we'd lose it or like draw at games, so it's something to talk about, like.
Yeah, well, he should keep his mouth shut the day before the game, because last time we drew.
Listen, right? I've predicted it will win 4-0. I don't think it's going to happen, but sack it.
Going from you.
I know. But, yeah, I think that pretty much concludes this episode. Again, not a lot to talk about. Honestly, next week will probably be the same, assuming we carry on winning. But yeah, we are also still working on getting guests on and whatever. It just is proving a lot more difficult than we imagined. I think we might start getting maybe other Bolton fans on. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Just to have more. Obviously, I think I'll ask Alex at some point if he wants to come back, but he's taking a bit of a break now. But
yeah, he's trying to work on something else as well.
Yeah, so I'll try and see if we can get him on. I don't know. But, yeah, also as well, if you are a Bolton fan and you do want to come on this podcast, let us know. Either DM us on Instagram or just
comment on it on YouTube.
And, yeah, we'll try and set it up and arrange it. But, yeah, that is all for this episode. Obviously, if you are on YouTube, please do hit that like button. Do hit that subscribe button. Comment down below, as always, what your score prediction is and your thoughts on anything we've discussed today. And if you're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, blah-de-blah-de-blah, give us that 5-star review. Pardon me, that's unprofessional. But anyway, give us that 5-star review. And, yeah, also follow us on Instagram as well. And a bit of a surprise announcement. Tyler doesn't even know this yet. I may or may not be working on some type of merch, not as in just for us, but it's like Bolton memories and stuff like that. So there are a few designs up now, but it's not finished. But yeah, basically at some point I will put the link in our Instagram bio at some point once it's finished. But that's just a heads up. Look forward to that. And I will actually be taking suggestions as well. So if you have like, I don't know, a hoodie or like a memory and whatever you want to be turned into a hoodie, stuff like that. None of the 3-2 Forest ones. I'm already looking into that. Okay. I'm already doing something with that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably think of something and just message you.
Yeah. I asked in the, in like the group room with like Alex and whatever, with other fan pages, and they gave me some ideas, so I've kind of worked with that. But yeah, that is for the future. It's not quite ready yet, but once it is, I'll let you know. I wasn't actually going to say anything. I was going to wait and just drop it, but I thought, you know what?
When you started talking about, what's he on about now?
But yeah, Tyler didn't even know this. So yeah. But yeah, as I said, do all the things we just mentioned. I've forgotten if I've said everything. But yeah, follow us on Instagram. Shoot us a DM or comment down below if you do want to come on the podcast. And yeah, we will see you next week. I think we're back to normal next week, so it should be up pretty much around the same time it usually is, which I don't really know what that is. But yeah. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we will see you next week.
Goodbye.